Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us today. I'm Jason Evans. This is Megan Barefoot. We are
Hello.
agent operations team here at Gordon Marketing. Thank you so much for joining us today. For those of you who have subscribed to Compass, we really appreciate you for signing up for this incredible CRM that we have here to offer. Those of you who may be on and watching, if you have not subscribed yet or signed up, we encourage you to do so. So last week we covered just the basics of what Compass is, what it entails, everything like that. Today we're going to be diving a little more into some of the more in-depth content. So we wanted to thank you guys for being here. We really appreciate it, taking time out of your day to chat with us. We appreciate every feedback, any questions that we get. We really want to make sure that this CRM is going to work for you. So today we're going to be looking at some automations. And
Yes.
it's those are very important and will be very critical to helping you manage and book, your book of business. So what we want to go over today is just some automations, what they are. So automations, basically, they personalize your customer's journey. So what automations do is they help you follow up with your leads. They also remind customers of purchase options and just kind of market yourself as the agent to
It,
get passive marketing out to your client. So
yeah, you can do that with automations.
yeah,
Any workflow that you want to automate, this is where you're going to do it. Um, just like Jason said, following like starting a lead workflow, birthday reminders is another good one. Anything that you're going to do over and over again with each client, you can go ahead and put that workflow into here. And you can do the multi-step marketing campaigns in
yeah,
here. I do want to highlight that you get the 9 automations right off the bat, and then you can build out about 1,000 automations. And then once you get up to 1,000, then it does cost to expand that part of Compass for you. So I would keep that in mind and use your broadcast as much as you can for marketing. But of course, you're going to have those campaigns where you want to send a series of emails for a year or whatever that workflow looks like. We're going to teach you how to build it in. And then eventually, we're even going to push them out to you guys to just send off to your clients and start the workflows
yeah,
for
good
that.
stuff. Yeah, automations are very, very important and they help you passively market out to your clients. So you can touch them, just with a click of a few buttons and let the system work for you overnight without you having to do anything. So that their automations are perfect. They're great. We love them.
Yes. All righty, so let's get into it. We kind of know, or we know what automations are. So here's the list of the 9 automations that are in your Compass CRM preloaded. And then over here is your status of if they're active or inactive. Active means that they are functioning, they're doing what they're supposed to. Inactive means they're turned off and that workflow is not automatically operating for you. And then the automation object, that'll be important when you go to build a new automation. And the object is what is going to trigger the automation. So for example, on the birthday email, the object would be your contacts because you're pulling, or Compass is using their date of birth to tell you, hey, it's their birthday, send them a birthday email. For an active policy notification, the automation object is policies because it's pulling in the effective date from the policy. So it's just telling Compass where we're grabbing information from. And in here, in some of these preset automations, you'll have to go in and make sure that they're turned on. I encourage you to go through and look at each workflow and customize it exactly to your workflow so that all extra steps that can be automated are for you. So for instance, you'll see that the Medicare survey, we need you guys to drop in your own link for that. So I went in, I clicked into the automation, and then when I click the 3 dots on the action, I can go in and I can view that email. So I'm going to view the email, and right here is my link. So I'm going to highlight that. And then up here is where you're going to link the Medicare survey for your clients. Perfect. So that was an example of one. I'm gonna show that to you guys again with the survey. The NPS survey, that is your, hey, how did I do? Can you please give me a star rating, give me a review? And that's a personal link that you need to set up to your Facebook reviews or however you want. And then you would go in again, edit that link, drop in your personal, I use Facebook as my example. Yeah, your social media link into your star rating service. So we want you guys to go in and customize those right off the bat for yourself. And then now I want to get into all of the tools and everything within the automation so that you can go in and do that. So it'll be easiest to just start off with a new one. For an example, let's start easy and do a birthday email. I'm just going to show you exactly how they're built out so you can learn the tools first. So I gave it a name, and then now I'm going to pick the object. And again, I'm pulling their birthday in from their contacts. So I'm going to select contacts for the automation object. And then you can organize everything into folders if you'd like. Okay, so the trigger, that's the first thing that you're going to look at in an automation. A trigger is what sets the automation off.
Right.
So let's see, if we do a trigger.
So your triggers are basically going to be the first step into creating your automation. So common examples are when activities are logged, past due, anything that you have in your CRM that's past due that you needed to reach out to your clients with that you haven't done yet. A new contact has been created, fields that are updated on your CRM portal. If you've removed a tag from a contact, like such as removing need to be reached out to, or a birthday email, maybe they don't want to be reached out to for their birthday anymore. So triggers are just things that you search in the system here that you can direct your automations with. So forms that have been submitted, surveys, even when you received an email from a client, those are triggers as well.
Yeah. So, and you brought up a great point with the conditions. So the conditions is where you are going to add if they're opted into a communication, if they're opted out, if you want it to just go to your Medicare clients, if you want it to go to
Under 65, ACA, ancillary clients, all of those things.
Yep, you could even go in if you're doing a marketing campaign, you would go in and make the object automation policy, the automation object policies, and you can even say anyone who doesn't have an annuity, I want to start the annuity marketing workflow. Okay, so your conditions, you can simply go in and look at your groups. These are your pipelines. We'll talk more about those next week. These are the groups that you made from your list of contacts. They're just right here, so it makes it easy. So I'll do leads, for example. So if they're in the leads, add an action. Well, I didn't do a very good job with that, I'm sorry. So if they're a lead, then I want to go ahead and send them an email. So I click send email. Choose from library, and I'll go ahead and send them one of my marketing blasts from my personal email, save and close. And then right here, oh, that's not what I wanted to go. We want this to go to delete. I'm sorry, I did something. Okay, I'm gonna start all over, guys. I apologize. So to do that, I just discarded my changes. If I want to get rid of a step, I can just delete that. Okay, so I apologize. I'm gonna start over. So we want to send an email. We're gonna send a birthday email. Happy birthday. I grab that from my templates and it's saved into the automation. So send happy birthday email on so going back to the trigger, we're going to go to their birthday and we're going to turn these on when we create the contact. So on their birthday, we're going to send them a birthday email. And then if you wanted to add the condition here of they are, let's see. So I think that adding tags is going to be really common. This is just an easy way to group all of their contacts. So they have a tag or does not have a do not contact tag or a, I'll say if they're not importer from supplier, then I can add that condition. And as long as they are opted into communications, then it'll send a happy birthday email.
So good stuff.
Yes. All righty. And then if I want to delay between a step, so say in a couple days, so I'm going to say 2 days, save, I will schedule myself an activity. So when I select schedule activity, I want it to be a birthday notification that goes to me. And I want that immediately. And then I can add a notification for a text or an email option to text or email me and say, hey, so-and-so had a birthday, give them a call, make sure it was a great birthday. They don't need anything else from me. See if there's anything I can do for them. So you'll see, just to recap what we did, on their birthday, if they're opted into communications, then they'll get a birthday email from me. And then 2 days later, I'm going to follow up with them, make sure they had a great birthday. And then.
Which really quick with delays, typically when you have set up delays on your automations, typically those are used for, say, if you reach out to a client about a specific marketing campaign, say you reach out to them for a DVH campaign or hospital indemnity campaign. You want to send an automation to send that client an email, but you don't want to reach out to that same client the same day to, I guess, bother them. So delays are great for when you send an automation or an email out to a client, say tomorrow, that's your time to reach out to the client, or give them 24 or 48 hours to reach out to them. So that's what delays are really good for. It's just letting you know as the agent in your CRM with automations to say, okay, I've already reached out to this client today. Let's reach out to them tomorrow in 2 days to follow up. So delays are really good for that.
Yeah, that's where you get a lot of the customization of your workflow. You know, you're not confined to having a notification pop up every 2 days and having to either delay it or anything. You can just pick exactly when you want to follow up, whether it be a week, a couple of days, a year, however you'd like. And then, yeah, so like delays, like you said, that would be perfect for like lead workflows. Anything else that you'd like to do? And then the last piece on here, or the last tool that you have in your automations right off the bat are goals. So your goals, you set a goal of once this client fills out their survey, then go ahead and send them a thank you note or something like that.
Yeah, so your goals are going to be similar to your triggers. So with goals, so your automation will wait until something happens and will continue down a path. So it'll continue down a path of yes or no. So your goals are going to be customized to what you set your automations up with for your clients.
Yeah. So, and just to clarify, so the yes and no is more of the condition, I think, and then the goal is once they've done this, then move to this step.
Right.
So I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page there. Okay, so once they've clicked on their birthday email, call them back, or then you can schedule yourself an activity to call them. Again, I'm going to add my information here, schedule an activity for me to have a birthday notification and follow up with them and say, hey, did you like that funny little note I added into your birthday email? And then, yeah, so that's how goals would work. Once they click on it, then you would get a notification, just for example. And then up here, just to go through some of these buttons, like your email error. So say that there was an issue sending an email or the system gets stuck somewhere, you will get a notification to the email that is connected to your Compass account. For example, mine is my Gordon marketing address, so I would get an email there saying, hey, there was a problem sending this out, go check on that and make sure that everything's good. And then you can add additional notification emails for like administrators or assistants, anybody else who is going to be in your CRM helping you out. That's what that would be for. I have not used the business calendars. The throttle triggers, that's just without putting in a delay. That's how quickly it goes from one step to the next. And it's pretty quick because it's all computerized. And then you'll just save that. Now it will be back out here on my list right here. So this is the automation that we just built out. I can go in and save it, or I can turn it on and off. Perfect.
Yeah, so automations are really great to help you touch your clients with passive marketing, so you can reach out to your clients, having the system work for you without you having to, just with a click of a few buttons, you can have this system reach out to your entire book of business without you having to do anything. So you just set it up in the system. Compass will work for you, reach out to your clients, and you can move on to
You can
working with
stay
new
focused on
clients.
on your leads, your marketing campaign, your next marketing campaigns. You can work on all of those high value tasks of bringing in new business while this takes care of all of the tedious, mundane tasks that you'll do every single day, and it'll still keep you in front of your client.
Yes, absolutely.
Just like you said.
Yeah, automations are great. They're super easy to work with. They're super easy to navigate through. We will have some additional integrations or automations that we're going to be rolling out within Compass. So look out for those. For those of you who are using the system, we encourage you to use these because they're very helpful. we will be rolling out new ones. So if you have any questions, any concerns, anything when it comes to automations, please reach out to us. We are always here to help. Again, Jason Evans, Megan Barefoot with the Agent Services team. Our contact email is compass@gordonmarketing.com. You can also give us a call in to the office, and we are absolutely always here to help with any questions that you guys may have. If you have any referrals, anyone who may be interested in looking for a CRM, please send us our way. Send them our way. We would gladly help them, just navigate through, how do I work with the CRM? What do I need to do to get set up?
We would love, yeah, I mean, it's been launched for a month now, so we would love to hear feedback from you guys. We're looking for testimonials. We really want you guys to engage with us and let us know what you need, how we can support you, what you're struggling with. I do want to open this up for questions. If anybody has any questions, feel free to hop on. We haven't gotten any yet this time, so it seems like you guys are picking up the automations pretty well, which is awesome.
Yeah, we're always open to questions, even in our email, phone calls with your marketers. We're always open to questions. So if anyone has anything, let us know. We are open to all of that. If not, then we will just give it a little bit of time for maybe some questions. If not, then we will sign off for now. And next week, just look for.
The recording is definitely available. I'll send it out for you guys. And then real quick, if we have time, since we've only been on here for about 20 minutes, I think we might have time. I want to hop in and show you guys the broadcast since I briefly mentioned them a minute ago. So for a single marketing blast, you would schedule a broadcast, and this makes it so simple to, let me show you guys. Okay, so I went in, I started to schedule a new broadcast, picked a date and time, and then enable smart AI send. That just means that it's going to send it at the optimal time for your specific clients, for when they are most likely to be in their email and interacting with it. The more you use Compass, the more data it collects and learns you and your customers, and all of that will just continue to improve over time. So I want to send out this annuity marketing blast, save and close, from my personal email, save and close. And then I'm going to name it, since it's an annuity blast, I'm going to say annuity blast. And then this is, again, where it makes it so simple and easy for you guys to filter it into your groups, where you can do just your Medicare clients to start out with, or however you want, or whoever you want to send those to, either by groups. You can do, if they're not in a group, if it's easier, so like everybody but your leads. Or if you wanted to send it, let's see, if you wanted to send it to more specific people, like say fields. I just want to show you guys how much you can filter it. Like I could send it just to my clients who are taking Eliquis, or just people who don't have annuities. Okay, so when I go by fields, sorry, I'm getting a little lost. So when you're choosing what field to filter by, you have your contact information. So anything from the client's record, and then you have oh, I'm sorry, I think I went too fast. Okay, additional data, financial data. So like if you wanted to do people who had a monthly income of X amount, you could. You wanted to do, I'm looking for policies. Then here is your integrated data, so like your pharmacies, providers, drugs, enrollments, policies. That's what I'm looking for. Does not contain, and I don't have my policy data, my sandbox policy data in here, but then I can attach whatever policies I'd like, and then I can either do that one by one, or contains none of these, and I can just go through and any policies that don't include an annuity, apply it. Done, which I would delete that if I did it this way. And then you can preview what clients it's going to ensure that you filtered the groups down exactly how you wanted to and how you meant to, especially if you did it through the custom filters. I would definitely double check that down here in the preview section. But the groups, you should be relatively safe, but it never hurts to double check, especially as you get used to using everything. Oop. Apply. All right, and then I'm just gonna schedule it, and you'll see that it popped up over here, and you'll just have a list of them, and then I can still go back and edit it, or I can duplicate it and kind of follow the same type of workflow that I did before, and then I could just go in and change the content a little bit, so it's just a little different and fresh. Schedule. Perfect. So
Yeah, so that's basically, yeah, so that's automations in a nutshell. So really great to have, like I said before, really, beneficial to, if you manage a big book of business, even if you don't, it's great to just have that passive marketing to your clients. So really great to have. Click a few buttons and you're able to market and reach out to all of your clients with really having the system work for you. So they're really great to have. If you guys have any questions, anything that you need help with of setting these up, the ones that are preloaded into the system or the ones that we're going to be having coming your way, please reach out to us. We're always here to help, and we appreciate you guys for tuning in today. With that being said, I think we are.
I do have a couple more things. Sorry, I, not to keep you guys too much longer, but I know that there's been some questions about the Sunfire integration because it's not working exactly how it's supposed to with the policies, or not. The policies should be working. If they're not, definitely let us know. But the drugs providers and pharmacies, those integrations, we're still working on those. We're getting held up with some compliance stuff. But that functionality, next week we should have a concrete update for you guys. Sorry. And then let's see, I don't have like a one sheet on this information, but I'll create a PDF and send those out to anybody who requested it. So I'm gonna do that, and then let's see, we have someone who is in here. All right. Looks like Isabel has a question. You're free to unmute and ask if you're ready.
Sorry, I didn't know that hand raise button was on. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you're fine. No worries. Awesome. I just wanted to make sure that I could answer your question if you needed it. Perfect. I can edit that out of the recording for you guys. I didn't mean to call you out like that. So perfect. Awesome. Well, with that, I will go ahead and let you guys get back to the rest of your day. And then we will see you next week to go over some data and architecting your data, reporting in Compass, and what all of that stuff looks like. Yeah. Anything else?
Nope, that's it for me. Well, thank you guys for tuning in today. I appreciate your time, and we look forward to speaking with you and seeing you guys on the next webinar. Thank you so much. Bye.